Hey, I'm not sure, but I think your mic is not working, so I can't hear you.
Hi, everybody. This is John from AU Pack Mule. Thanks, David. Appreciate it. We're here to talk about Westworld, Episode 9, our epic HBO episode. That's so funny. Yeah, great episode and great TV show. Um, Episode 9 was called The Well-Tempered Clavier, which is, I don't know if you knew this, but it's a keyboard instrument. Um, and it's really cool because they actually mentioned the Baroque period, which is where the claviers from that time period, the Baroque period. So that was pretty cool. So what'd you think of the episode? And say hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone. Broke Black Man here, and that was a thunderous episode 9. Like, we were hoping for, like, Game of Thrones episode 9 here. Like, we're like, people's origins gonna be revealed. Like, will the man in black be revealed? Will there be a death? Well, we got a death. We did. My second favorite character, Bernard, died. But before he died, we finally found out that, what? He's remodeled after Arnold.
Very cool. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen David's video on the just a reaction of him watching it, you got to check that out. I'll leave a description or a link to the in the description below. He's just so funny because he's like, "Don't!" I just love it, man. It's so cool. Yeah. No, don't stab her. So, what would you say that you would rate this as? Because I mean, we've been seeing nines and nines and nines and nines
It
from
can't be
almost
a
every
9.
episode.
It can't
No,
be a 9. It has to be like a 12 or a 15 on a scale of 1 to 10. Like, I was on the edge of my seat there just screaming and gasping. Like, my mother was like, David, what are you doing in the room here? Like, it's Westworld. She hasn't watched it yet. I'm trying to persuade her to watch it, though, but it's just crazy. It truly is.
yeah, basically, if you compare it to every other show that's out, it's easily a 10 on the episode. But it's just for me, for it to be a 10, I'd have to have probably a genie come out of the bottle. But this is this is as close to a 10 as you're going to get on this show. But like I said, they've all
So,
been over nines.
my question is compare this episode to episode 7. Which one
Yeah.
you prefer?
Um, I would prefer this one over 7. Yeah. 7 was my hardest one. Yeah, that was definitely a tough one for me. Not because it was a bad one, but just because of what happened in the episode. Yeah, for sure. So as far as the way it started with Bernard interviewing Maeve, I mean, it just was absolutely just unreal how Maeve is able to control someone who we think controls everything, right?
Not only that, but she knew from the get go that he was a host.
Which
I was
kind of
like,
confirms, if you think about it, Felix and Sylvester are not hosts, right?
mm-hmm.
Wouldn't
But so,
you'd have to make that assumption?
exactly, because she would have automatically just used her god or narrative skills and just used them as puppets. But then again, she wouldn't do that because it looks like she wants everyone to have at least a bit of free will, just like with Bernard. If she could have just simply told Bernard, kill yourself or so, but no, she just want to go back into the game and continue on her journey.
Do you like the way she gives the other host the free will choice versus the way Ford did it later in the episode?
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Because she kind of still treats hosts as if they were human, as opposed just to machines or just toys. But my question is, like, if Ford is truly a host, like, will she know it and, like, try to use her ability against him? But I don't believe Ford's a host, because if he's a host, then everyone's almost a host then.
I know that's a crazy theory that I've never. It's like the tinfoil hat, the tinfoil cowboy hat. I've never put that on, so it's kind of like the Man in Black. Always being William, it's been like the most obvious thing as far as the progression
Mm-hmm.
goes, and I've always resisted that. So yeah, I don't think Ford is. Ford is a host either. But then we get Logan William and Dolores at the Confederale camp, and he's like, "Yeah, she's never been real." But Logan's trying to teach his friend, and what's so weird is how he plays that off, where he's like, "Yeah, I know you're my sister's, future husband, but we're still buds, right?"
Mhm.
Did you see that?
Yep, and even reveals the picture that he had with him, and it's the exact same one that was in the field that Abernathy like picked up. So I was like, okay, now
Yeah,
we
me and
know.
you argued about that earlier, where we were talking. Is this picture really possible that it's uh, lasted that long in the environment?
It could happen, man. Like this isn't like a true real world thing. It's like some more simulation. So for all we know, they could have just got a box, put the picture in there, put it in the ground, and it could have been perfect. Not like mint condition as it was now, though, but will it like decay a little bit, rip out the edges? Yeah, because when you compare that photo to the photo we saw in episode 1, it did deteriorate a little bit and lose some color. So I don't care what you say. Your opinion, you say it can't happen. To me, it could. In
Yeah,
30 years, it could happen.
I'm just thinking if you took a picture and put it in the environment for just two or 3 days, you'd see that it's just not as good.
Could happen. There's possible. This is Westworld. What can't happen? Let's put it that way. What cannot happen?
That's what Lab says. She's like, anything's possible with sci-fi. Time
Exactly.
travel, magic, it's all good. It's all good. So do you think that's really the one that he ended up marrying? William
Yeah, I
married?
suppose. That ends up like what, committing suicide in the future. Most definitely.
Cool. I'm just saying hello to some people in the chat. We've got some people that are commenting already. Yeah, that's really cool. Thanks, guys, for being here. So Clementine comes in with the gun pointing at Ford. That was pretty weird. Did you notice that it had a different colored tip?
No, how so?
The end of the barrel was red, and I don't know whether that's the one that says they can't point those guns at the host or
Okay.
the guest, rather, if you're human.
Okay, now I remember now.
Because I don't remember Stubbs' gun having that red end on his barrel.
No, but but it really doesn't even matter now with Maeve, because with either gun, we should be able to shoot anyone down.
Will Maeve be able to shoot anyone?
Mm-hmm. Whether if
Oh,
they're a
I
host
would
or
think
newcomer,
so.
because there's still a possibility of whether could she have killed, begins with an S, Felix's coworker. Because when I saw that episode, I was like, is she able to kill him? Because she orchestrated with Felix that he's going to scare him. That's about it. Because the moment when he went down, Felix came and healed him. So,
Well, what's the point of them rebelling with the host army if there's no way that they can hurt the people that are going to hurt them?
because in my opinion, I think Maeve is going to do the Civil War so she can easily escape. She needs a distraction. Hence her,
Oh, you
going
think
with
that's why she
Hector.
has the host?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. See, I think she wants to make everybody leave. The only thing is that I don't think it's possible for them to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that she's only planning on leaving because she's getting rebuilt?
Possibly, yeah, because that's anyway that she could leave, not the other hosts, because if other hosts need to be rebuilt, that's going to take time. It looks like she wants to leave now.
That makes sense. So did you see, here's one of the only reasons why I think this was not a 10 is the whole Charlie and Bernard. We see that this is like the third time we've seen that. And I do believe that it was Arnold's son, Charlie, that died and et cetera, et cetera. But I didn't think it was necessary to revisit that so much.
Because then Ford say that for hosts with their story that they need like some type of tragic moment. So that's why he kept on like, that was his cornerstone. There we go. That was his cornerstone. Mm-hmm. So they kept on have to revealing that part over and over.
Because I'm trying to figure out why it was necessary, other than to let him in that memory say that you're not real.
But not only that, because that was like the moment for him to realize that, is he a host or is he human? Because once he found out that he was human the first time around before Ford wiped his memory, keep on saying that, but I have a son. He died. Like, he keep on repeating that. And also, I think it was like revealed that the woman that he was talking to, I think that wasn't even actually a real woman. Bernard's wife, because when he was like going through his memories, it was kind of like staticky a little, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about in the communication room?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely a memory, which kind of messes up my theory about the being on a different planet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless that actually happened to Arnold, that's the only thing that I could think of.
But again, what Dolores said one time in the camp to Logan, like, "Oh, you all are just begging to come here," and you keep on saying, "I want to get out," but you're all begging to come here. What's wrong outside in the real world, And then Logan and William just look at her, and it's like they never truly answer that question. Like, again, is this everyone just comes here just to purge, have fun, or is there something in the real world that's going on, and everyone's trying to get in here?
So what do you think the maze is, actually? I've never heard you comment on it.
Oh, my goodness. Well, who knows what this maze is? At first, I thought that the maze is just, Arnold in the center of it, trying to destroy WestWorld right now. That's what I thought. And him just, like, controlling people, making sure his, like, message is sent out to all the hosts or just selective host members. Those who, like, the earlier models like Delores and Maeve. But who knows now, because ever since I saw Dolores talking to the man in black, I'm like, hold up. Is this now time travel that we're dealing with the maze? Or is this in the maze like what Bernard said? Or should I say Arnold was talking to Dolores and like revealed you should look for the maze like to free her or something? So it truly is confusing. Or it can also be a troll by HBO to try to promote that second season, which was successful.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be successful. I mean, with the ratings that they have gotten and the viewership, yeah, I think this is going to be off the hook. The only problem that might be coming up is the cost. We've seen that in other shows like Rome and Deadwood and stuff like that, where the cost was just too crazy. So. But I think we're going to see a second season for sure. Obviously, that's
why?
Yeah,
so late?
But I think what I think they're doing is they're going to move it to the April release, and this is just speculation on my part. I have no idea, but and replace the Game of Thrones time frame.
Gotcha.
What do you think?
Same here. If not, like, put some type of like a prequel season, like 30 years, like what truly happened 30 years ago.
I couldn't take that.
Like, just make like a prequel season. Like, so I know like on Spartacus, like instead of going from season 1 to 2, they did like a prequel season. So
well, you know why that happened, right?
It was in the death of that the main character who plays Marcus.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. So what did you think of the? When we think of the host 30 years ago, we think robotic. Almost to the point of that Wild Bill in the basement.
Exactly.
But in this particular case, we're seeing him move just like Dolores does in the current timeline, or the present, I should say, and she's fully robotic. She has almost no flesh and blood.
Unless she got an upgrade, because remember we're dealing with like how many Dolores? Some people expect like there's like 3 Dolores hanging around. So, but in my opinion, they just probably just look back in like around 30 years ago. There's like more robotic. As to like probably present day, there's a little bit more flesh was added to them to make it seem a little bit more real.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely seems as real as you're going to get. So when Bernard goes through his memories, and he goes back to the beginning and then meets with Dolores in the basement, what did you think of that, where she's confronting someone that she killed? That was kind of weird for me.
I kind of like almost predicted that, because when Ford questioned her when was the last time she saw Arnold, it was like, oh, before he died. So did she kill Arnold deliberately? Because, with all these memories and making her more human, was it an order given to her by Ford? We don't know yet.
Right.
What you think?
Yeah, I definitely think that there's a provocation, and I don't know what it's caused by, but we definitely see where the hosts are flipping out in the church.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of hard to say that they didn't come to the realization that they're host themselves, and then decide that they wanted to end it all.
Because when I saw that, I thought that all those hosts were like hearing the voice of Arnold that told them to come here, just like now Dolores was. That's how I saw them. I'm talking to themselves.
No way. So you're thinking that in the current present, all the hosts that were left in the park that Arnold made went back to the church?
Mm-hmm.
But
no, you can fight against it. You have to go along with it.
no, I was just thinking, because we see Armistice, she is one of the originals, and she has obviously a red tattoo in the present, but she didn't in the church.
But you never know, because we keep on seeing like Dolores switch back to both present and past, so you don't know.
Yeah, that's something I didn't think about, but yeah. Wow. You're not alone. Other people in the chat are saying that too. Wow. Okay. All right. I didn't see it that way, but I'll go along with it. And obviously you're talking about, see, to me, I was thinking the present was when she came out of the confessional and she was remembering
most
the past.
Then again, it was still confusing, because when she was like walking down the aisle, I believe her clothing kept on changing as well. Then when she went down the confessional, came back, like everyone was gone, and she, excuse me, she looks like she had the clothes from the past. So again, that's when it even got more confusing. So I'm like, okay, as soon as the man in black came in, it was like, and she said William. So it's just so confusing with this timeline.
I know.
They should did it all just linear.
Oh, that's another thing I wanted to ask you, is when she got stabbed and she's running away, and then she wakes up and she has no wound, do you think they repaired her and just left her out there?
Yeah, no, I'm not sure, because even when that was happening, I was like, is she like still like stabbed and wounded, or is this just another present self just remembering that she was stabbed, and now she's just continuing going to the church.
So she went from blue dress to pants to blue dress to pants.
because that's like the same time when she was like being attacked
Yeah.
at
Okay.
her house, and it's like she kept on changing. Like she was stabbed, and then no, she was shot, and then suddenly she's healed again. So I'm like, what's going on here? Either that, or she's just using her memories to heal herself without her knowing.
Yeah, I don't think that
Excuse me.
happened.
Either that, or just Arnold like doing something himself, but we don't know.
That's
We're still not
crazy.
getting a full confirmation that when Arnold died, like, did he like transfer his subconsciousness somewhere, or who knows? So I'm still thinking he could be in the maze, or somehow he's in some type of other host that we just don't know of.
Yeah, I mean, the maze thing I always thought was the connection between the two sides of the brains that Maeve was talking about, where they actually
Mm-hmm.
do make a connection between the feelings that they're supposed to feel as a human and the consciousness of the fact that they're not not a human being. But we'll see. I think it's a tough thing that they put, especially knowing that this show creator and the Lost show creators are the same.
No, don't say
Um,
that. Please don't. I have so much hope for the show. Don't.
that's what
Don't.
that's what really threw me off with the Man in Black, because in that show, the Man in Black was brothers with the good guy. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's some similarities.
That's why I still have not seen that film. I don't know if I should or should not.
What
I
film?
hear good. The film WestWorld.
Oh, the TV movie. The movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't watch the movie. It's just campy, you know. Compared to this, it's just campy.
Mm.
That's the only way to describe it. But yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend it. So obviously Maeve gets Hector to go along with her. What do you think's going to happen when what's going to happen to her body?
Like both her body and Hector's body is gonna, of course, be repaired, and possibly after they're finished getting repaired, she's simply gonna wake up. Then she has to wake up Hector, and then they're gonna do something. Maybe cause a distraction. You know, since his gang is also dead, she might as well just wake up the gang as well and just start terrorizing everyone. But what strikes me there is that at the end of the episode, where Ford talks about that backdoor code, could that be effective on Maeve? That's my question. Because if
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
then her plan is going to be foiled.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I I think Ford was the one responsible for her being boosted from the very beginning. We get we get kind of teased with the whole, the violent delights will lead to violent ends line that start her story, or we think, but I think it was Ford that did that the whole time.
And I still think that it was the Violet Delights code phrase. I believe it was through Arnold.
From Arnold. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense actually, because um, we we don't hear about Arnold for 30 years supposedly, and then all of a sudden Peter Abernathy finds this picture, and then we start on the slope, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Now he's going to be returning. Hopefully, it's his 10th episode or next season.
Who do you think's going to return?
If anything, if they're gonna bring Teresa back as a host in like remembrance, but I don't know because she's like labeled a traitor, so that could be
Teresa Cullen. Oh my
yeah. But
goodness.
as a host, probably LC, because again, I thought that they were looking for a body, but then Stubbs gets ambushed by the natives, so it's like, okay, that's what happens when you talk to Bernard about sleeping with Teresa. Like, you should have kept that hush hush. even like anyone with a brain would know that, okay, something is not right here. I'm not even going to say anything to him. If they basically were together, then they like broke up, and the next thing you know, she's dead.
Right.
Who's the obvious suspect most of the time is the ex-lover. So why would I confront the ex-lover who could be a potential suspect? Like, no. Hmm. Who knows? How else he could return?
So who do you think Wyatt is?
Since the man in black came to that church and saw Dolores, possibility, but I don't know, because if all that time he was Wyatt, if Dolores was Wyatt, then why, when they were in the barn, couldn't collect the information he needed from her right there? Unless he actually did just came, raped her, and then the next day, all right, let me just start this mission, and then didn't notice that, oh, all this time it was Dolores, that was Wyatt. But right now, I strongly believe it's Teddy. Because as soon as Angela killed him, like I said, you're going to meet him again, not in this life, but the next. So either he actually is going to meet Wyatt, or he simply is Wyatt.
Yeah, I really think it's Maeve, only because of the fact that I think Ford is controlling Maeve. That's, just like he had always controlled every other host, from day one on the show. They do go out of control, but it's a programming error. It's not something that he doesn't have a control over, I guess, or can correct. Does that make sense?
Yes, but I still don't believe Maeve is Wyatt. I'm trying to grasp it. I just cannot.
Well, you know why I was thinking that is because of what Teddy was saying about Wyatt, how he controlled him to make him think, he's going to go out and kill people. And so that's the power that Maeve has.
Because for me, I thought it was like a double personality thing, that maybe he's just trying to, his subconscious mind is trying to protect himself or so, to make him think that he's not, Wyatt, and that he's actually being controlled by him. That's why I'm kind of thinking it that way.
Gotcha. So what was your favorite part of the episode? Because, there's like tons and tons and tons.
It's really hard to say. But let's see. What maybe shocked the most? Possibly when I first heard that, Bernard finally confronts Ford and brings forth Clementine with the gun, saying, oh yeah, I can't kill you, but Clementine can. And I found out, I was like, okay, so he actually thought this through. But as soon as the end of the episode comes, he got that backdoor code. But I don't know, because before he shoots himself, the camera's still on Ford, and then it kind of becomes fuzzy on Bernard there, and we see the gun go off.
And he drops like a sack of potatoes.
But he could have just moved the gun or just hit the wall or something, and then just stupidly just falls. Clementine was in order to make sure that he was dead. But yeah, I'm just trying to bring my second favorite character back from the dead.
I think he'll come back. I really do.
If anything, just a different version of, his predecessor, Bernard. But who knows?
Yeah. I love when Logan is like, what happens in WestWorld stays in WestWorld. That was the best. He's like, yeah.
It's basically the new Vegas, basically. Except that you can kill people.
He was like, I just want to be buddies with you. It just tells me his desperation for wanting friends. That's the only way I could think of it. Because this guy, he wanted to torture him, Mm-hmm. In the last episode, he's like, you're effed. That's all there is to it. Remember?
Exactly.
Hunted you down for days. So he's got to be pretty desperate. Otherwise, he'd just go back to Sweetwater, right?
And I can just see Love's like comment that seriously, this episode made me love Logan more. Hashtag Team Logan. I was like, what? Like, he had his moments at times though, but the moment where he saw Teddy cut up those hosts, I was this bitch basically. And like, if I was like Logan, this tough guy, I would have been like, okay, you killed the host. They're just robots. Okay, come back home with me then. But no, he just immediately said, okay, I'm not gonna mess with him. But I don't know, maybe because he's like, rich, that, all his friends were like his real friends. He basically bought everything he ever wanted. So he just sees William here in this meeting and he says, oh, basically I kind of own you. You can be friends, you're a Billy. And like immediately after when William gives a proposal, he says, oh yeah, you better stop calling me Billy here. And I have a feeling that in episode 10, if he by accident drops the Billy, he either might kill him or something else and just like blame it on something in WestWorld. Who knows?
Yeah, it gets me so frustrated because there's 100 times when they could say, I own Delos, my wife's name is Juliet, 100 different things that they could have done to confirm the Man in Black is William, right? But they don't. They just like pull us along like some.
I hope they're not trolling us there and just like making us believe that it's William. And then all of a sudden.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Well, I
makes sense though, because when we realized that the Man in Black was like a part of the board, so I was like, whoa. He's part of the board all this time. So immediately when you're going to call it Scarlet, it's like, oh, you could just play golf here. You're in WestWorld hanging around with the other guests. I'm like, wow, like all this time. I did not expect that one bit, that he could possibly be a member of the board.
Even when he said, I own this world and other worlds like it?
No, I thought he just simply meant that he's like the big shot gun guest who can basically almost do everything. Like even at the moment when he's like, now I truly know why the workers, when they actually saw what he was doing, told him, oh, he can do whatever he wants. And now it makes perfect sense because he's in the company board.
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe this is how he learned about the maze period, possibly through him being the board or so, or he was actually with Arnold, or again, could he just be, a sibling to Ford? I don't know.
Yeah, he called him Ford and Robert several times, so it's kind of.
And then who else we know that called him Robert? Bernard. So it comes up again. And when you called him, which one called Robert? I was like, hold up. We heard it before. And I was through the Man in Black, so I don't know here.
Yeah, Catherine Cronin's got a bunch of great questions I'm going to get to later, but I'm going to go ahead and cover this one first. Why did Ford have to recreate Arnold as a primary AI engineer? Did he do it because he missed his partner, or because the real Arnold was conducting the Turing test on Host? And I don't know what you mean by inadvert. But what do you think? Do you think he missed Arnold and that's why he created Bernard?
Yeah, that's like 50. That's like 50%, I believe, because who knows? Maybe if he did kill Arnold deliberately, like it could be out of guilt. That he's like, let me just like bring him back, or simply put, because I did remember he was like he couldn't like make the host more human-like. That was like more of Arnold. So let me bring him back. But even if he could bring and create, Bernard the host to do that, doesn't it kind of mean that he himself can do it? So what's the point?
No, because I think he can create something. Like, for example, you could make a car that could go 90 miles an hour, but you can't go 90 miles an hour.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, then that could be a reason why. Because, again, he couldn't do certain things.
Yeah, I definitely think he has a a loneliness issue, which I think is one of the reasons why I think the host that he's creating at the house is for himself, and that the end episode is going to have him be killed, just like Arnold was killed in the original.
You think Ford's gonna be killed?
Yeah.
Nah. If he's supposed to be like this big bad, I don't think he's gonna be killed off just yet. Maybe one more season of him.
But if he's
Season
recreated
2.
as a host, a Maeve-like host.
Who, Ford?
Yeah.
If he just dies, so he can just transfer himself into another different.
Exactly.
Actually, yeah, I could see that happening. That he's
'Cause
not
then
like
he could-
truly dead, but come back in a different way.
Yeah, he could still create other hosts, and he could still pass all. I mean, if he's going to stay at the park forever.
But that's just another way to make sure he solidifies himself with never leaving, and the board can like truly never kick him out.
Yeah, I really liked Angela's part in this one too, where she's like the original one that meets William in the train, or on the coming off the train, and she's there. But do you think her being there is just because they like that actress and they want to reuse her, or is her role important in any way?
Well, it's just like any other host, like they're just gonna keep on like reusing them and reusing them, you know. So just like how Maeve once she was a regular mother and then they made her to that brothel keeper, you know, it's always like recycling the same exact host. So it's just his Man in Black's surprise that they still have her. I don't think like the actress could be important. Who knows? You know, maybe they just ran out of people to hire. But you never know. And if they just ran out of people to hire, you know, if they didn't believe that this show is gonna hype up, they can always go along with that. Oh, we just always recycle people.
So Wyatt's men are able to withstand the bullets still. We saw that last week. Do you think that has anything to do with anything other than the fact that they are host and they're able to just live without blood or what have you?
It could be. Maybe they're just, you know, these new creations of Ford here and his new narrative.
Yeah, it definitely has to do with Ford's new narrative. Yeah, that's 100% for me, for sure. Very cool. So what other questions do you have that we should probably answer? Do you have anything else you want to cover?
And you know, mainly like hit the main points of the episode.
So let's go a little bit into. I think we've covered most of it, but Teddy wakes up to Angela pulling out the arrow. Remember that part? I was getting to that, but I mean, what's the point of her stabbing him with the arrow and then stabbing him with the knife? You know, he
like I think just the arrow wasn't like a poisonous arrow. Was it a poisonous arrow? Or just, you know, mainly arrow just like put him asleep so it can be easier to like take him away and along with the Man in Black.
I thought it was just a used.
It still appears like
blood on it. That's all I thought it was.
But also maybe she just had to like kill him. So even if he truly does become Wyatt, like is she knew like in his next story, or maybe him after him dying, he'll truly become Wyatt. So maybe that's why she stabbed him.
So you think he's pretty critical as far as the storyline of Wyatt?
Yeah, Teddy now. Before, no, I think he was just like a person we needed to make sure, you know, possibly like every time when Dolores needed help and he's around, okay, we need him to die. Maybe someone become a hero or for her to get raped. But now, ever since with that new storyline that Ford has given Teddy, he's now actually crucial in this story.
Yeah, I'm talking about Teddy, right? Just to be sure.
Yeah, talk about Teddy. Mm-hmm. Do you think Angela could be a crucial point?
Well, she's saying that she's going to follow Wyatt and Teddy. You know, that's where they're going to be, you know, fighting for. And so I'm just not sure if it's, what the significance of having Teddy there is. I mean, if they have Wyatt, he's the ultimate boss, right? He's the 100-point boss, whatever that is.
Yeah,
So why would
the
they
only
need
way Teddy could be crucial is if Teddy is the Man in Black. But if he isn't, then I truly don't know. Not the Man in Black. Excuse me. Why? My apologies.
You just freaked me out. I'm so sorry. I'm like,
sorry. If Teddy is Wyatt, then yeah, he is crucial. If he's not, then it's just pointless.
So, yeah, Catherine's always got some good notes here. So she's thinking that maybe Teddy has to be through the maze, just like Maeve was. And she didn't say it that way, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, possibly. So, maybe
I tell you what,
Teddy needs to be like, yeah, is that like, because so far it looks like he's just again in that character state, being this hero, but he needs to like return to the point where he can actually remember who he truly is, and that's Wyatt.
Yeah, if he saw Dolores get stabbed like that, I think that would have definitely woken him up.
No, but it didn't wake him up on that first episode where, the Man in Black was dragging her the first time, or how many other times. But then again, I don't think that story was ever like programmed with him yet, was it?
The story of the Man in Black?
The Wyatt. No, Teddy's Wyatt story. That wasn't even
new.
so.
Yeah, Wyatt's new. Obviously, Wyatt's based on somebody else. That's what Ford means when he's talking about it. It has a root in truth. Oh, so Boddick Flux thinks that Teddy had to die to meet with Maeve in the lab. Interesting. So what do you think is going to happen when Peter Abernathy wakes up and he's got all that information? Do you think he's going to be able to escape?
Like, I don't see like he wants to like escape. Start a civil war, yeah, but not escape though.
So he's not going to be able to do what Lee Sizemore wants him to do?
Probably not. It seems he has other goals to do. I fully know he might just be the one to actually truly kill Ford, but then he might have a backup plan.
Gotcha. Cool. So here's another person that says the maze is not for you. First it was Lawrence's daughter, and now it's Angela, the host, that says to the Man in Black, the maze is not for you. And that's one of the reasons why I think getting the host to feel that angst, that pain, that level of anxiety would cause them to find the maze, I guess is the best way to put it. Is that what you came across?
Yeah, because it feels like the Man in Black wants to go to the maze so he can like try to envision himself as this evil person that everyone wants him or claims that he is. So maybe that's again, he's trying to go to this maze again. And it appears like if everyone like goes to this maze, that it's going to be, how do I put it? It becomes someone else in a sense, because when Maeve went through it, she truly became more human. So who knows, if Teddy goes there, he will truly be Wyatt. Dolores, I believe that's where she went to. Like, is the church like the maze? Because if
the center of the maze.
Yeah, so then she find out like, hey, she killed Arnold.
So the center of the maze is where the truth is?
Could be. My question is like, why does Arnold keep on like telling her to come here just to find out that she's the one who killed him? There has to be something more there.
Yeah, no kidding. So yeah, she goes there and it's not even there anymore. It's covered up. So you know that had to be old, right? That all didn't happen
Hmm.
in that short period of time.
Exactly. And
So
then
why do
when
you
she
think
was like
that?
walking down the hall, like wasn't it like was it those hosts that were dead or were there coworkers that were dead?
Yeah, I thought they were host. Just like
Okay.
the in the city, I thought they were, um, or the town, I should say.
Hmm.
I thought that they were the same host.
Okay, gotcha.
So why do you think they keep the host in cold storage?
Honestly, I don't know. I just thought that, it's the lowest part of the whole facility and there's hey, let's put them all down here. I don't see like how would cold storage or something be doing something with the host. Maybe they have to be like in cold temperature for them to like be less immobilized or so.
Do you think it's they can reuse the bodies, and that's why they, or the whatever it is, the arms, legs, etc.
I don't know because when you go down there, you see them fully still intact. Because if they were like going down there like take a body or an arm or so, you might see like one on the floor or one missing an arm or something, but they still appear to be in the same.
No Walking Dead stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They have an incinerator, but they keep him there. And I did read that article that was earlier. I guess it was Friday or Saturday. They interviewed Lisa Joy, who's the co-creator. Her husband is Jonathan Nolan, and she was saying how the hosts are actually biological. They eat and sleep and drink and everything, but they don't die like we die. They don't degenerate, and that might be one of the reasons. And they said that we're going to find out more about the specifics in season 2. So that
Oh.
was pretty promising.
All right, so basically season two, we're gonna get like the origins of the host, probably like step by step how they were possibly created. Quite interesting. They better just give us like a 30 years in the past, like flashback instead of all this timeline thing and going back and forth or something. I don't know.
It is too tricky, isn't it? I mean, we've really had to dig to find out when the 40 years started, right?
Exactly.
Hi, Alicia. Thanks for coming by. Alicia Kingston's here.
Hmm.
Nice. So, the man in black was talking about his wife committing suicide. And can you tell me why you think she knew, or is it just a wife's perspective of her husband? Um,
So I
why
remember
she
in
knew that he
early
was bad?
episodes, I think when a host like bumped into, which we'll call it, a Man in Black, they were like, "Oh, wait a minute, we know who you are." It's like we heard about your story. It's the reason why we're here. So maybe his story of Man in Black, like maybe in the beginning he was like told by the company to, hey, you should like go into the WestWorld and like do whatever you want, and maybe he would actually still like report back and see how what he did, and maybe he told a reporter, and that reporter like put in the paper and so, and that's how it all got out, and maybe his wife found out like how he was in Westworld, and like who knows, maybe this is how he actually is. As if some people like they go there to like take out this anger, maybe he has this anger, so maybe she was like from then on frightened, like who knows, one day he can just turn on me.
Wake up with her arm cut off?
Mm-hmm. Or be
Yeah,
scalped, who knows.
Andrew's like, Logan probably told her.
That too, it could be. We just need confirmation though. We all know it to be true, but we just need that confirmation next episode or whenever they're gonna reveal it to us. That the Man in Black is William.
So how old do you think Maeve is? Do you think she's an original?
Yeah, most definitely. Because remember when Dolores went into the town, and I remember one of the workers was like, said something to Maeve, like, keep dancing, Maeve, or further here. So it's like Maeve had to be there.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They did do that. One of the lab coat ladies. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, she
That's
was.
why I look at
That's
that
right.
scene again, because I don't know if that was Maeve or like an earlier version
Well,
of Maeve, but I don't
they
think
would have
that,
used her name,
they
right?
don't, yeah. Either that or just like continue with but who knows? That could have been our Maeve or just an earlier version of Maeve. Because we do know that just how Clementine was replaced, they used the same name of Clementine. So
Biotic
that's like
acid,
look at
Sizemore still tied to the bedpost. I thought it was Hector that was tied to the
yeah,
bedpost.
that was Hector. But before that scene happened, I literally thought that it was Sizemore inside the bedroom with her, though, and then it revealed to be Hector. So
in his dreams, yeah, Charlotte's got better taste. I need a high performer here.
So when she was
That's
just
funny.
talking to Sizemore, she was just trying to get a little bit of dirt, like what's going on around here. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
from the employee's perspective. Yeah, she already knew because of Cullen, but it was good for her to hear some drunken guy just chatter away. I don't know if you've experienced this before, but when bosses come to town and they talk to the people, they always give them the BS stuff. Oh, things are great, we're working really hard,
Mm.
we need more people, blah blah blah. But yeah, they know better. So you think Maeve is more powerful than Bernard?
Most
And what?
definitely. The moment where she just told him to like freeze, he froze instantly, which I was shocked. I thought that those that were like created by Ford, couldn't be controlled by others, but apparently that theory went straight out the window because when she said for him to freeze, like he froze. So then
Yeah,
it brings us to the possibility that who knows, maybe she cannot be controlled by Ford. We just have to wait for their confrontation. And could Ford notice that is she faking or not?
yeah, you could definitely tell that Maeve was faking when Bernard was asking her, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I perceived a threat from Clementine. Oh, please. I'm sorry. Yeah. So again, Catherine's got another great question. Can Maeve and Hector survive the fire? Will they pull, or will they be pulled? Will they pulled out? Will they pulled out? Will they be pulled out? I'm guessing. Yeah. Uh, I don't want to know about pulling out while they're doing that. So it looks like we might get a homage to the original movie with burned host. Well, in the original movie, they were burned, but it was a chemical burn. So I think it won't be necessarily to that. I think it's just Maeve wants to be rebuilt physically, so she's got a newer body, I guess. Um, yeah, so it's going to be. What do you think? Do you think they're going to survive?
No, I didn't put when she was gonna get burned. I thought they were gonna just like build her the same body, but it appears like they might make her different now. So who knows? Because if most bodies gets burned, I highly doubt they're gonna come and pull her out. If anything, and also just let it burn, and when the fire settles, just rebuild her. Because she's hoping, she's banking on getting a new body.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, that's the whole purpose of doing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, she would just kill herself the way that she's been getting killed. Are you
Mm-hmm.
back again? What is this, a drive-through?
Mm-hmm.
And Felix is like, I can only do so much at one time, right?
Exactly.
Oh, goodness. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a cold, so I'm trying to keep it down here. So, do you see any other questions I missed?
Let's see.
Oh, old Nan says, is Maeve going to be rebuilt as Wyatt?
Well, that's for your theory.
That's exactly right.
If she is, who knows? Like, if that was like Ford's plan this whole time and just manipulating all the strings, that would in a perfect way. Like, oh, we have a body here. Let's just reprogram her as, rebuild her as Wyatt.
Yeah, that would be epic. I mean, if this came true and Maeve really was Wyatt, yeah, that would be totally, totally cool. Because then all I would need to do is find that they're off planet and Tommy is the man in black, and we'd be good. I'd be perfect, but I don't expect to be perfect. This is too crazy of a show, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Biotic said, so is Sizemore a host? Why did Ford know blood sacrifice quote? Like,
I actually got an answer for that in that article I was reading. Lisa Joy did say that it was for Hector, the guy that was tied up in the bed. So confirmation on that one.
okay, Maeve, no. Old Nan's question, is Maeve in the current timeline or the past? Was she the incident 30 years ago?
What do you
She
think?
could very well be the incident 30 years ago, because if she could like truly control everyone, like she could truly be the incident. If the Civil War breaks out and it gets derailed, she could be the incident.
So you don't think Dolores killing Arnold was the incident?
Oh, I still think so, but we just gotta wait till again next week episode to find out though. Because like the incident is tied up with Arnold. That's what I believe 100%.
The incident is tied up with Arnold as far as making it similar to his demise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What he was actually planning against like Ford, or just simply not agreeing with Ford in his future goals.
Yeah, I still think it has to do with Maeve as Wyatt for sure, but we'll see. We've only got a few more days,
Okay.
right? And then all of our
Exactly.
questions will be answered.
What, 5 days is it?
Yeah. So another great question from Catherine, and we might have even answered this before, but do guests ever meet humans in the park even before they go in? It seems that they tried to make it an entirely immersive experience when William and Logan arrive. Is it the same in the present? So yeah, there's 1,400 guests usually in the park at one time. So there's got to be some interaction, kind of like when Dolores meets the black couple with the little boy and feeds the horse. Yeah, I definitely think they're interacting. What do you think, David?
Yeah, I believe humans do meet each other. Most definitely. They just probably don't think that someone else is a host.
Yeah, you got
And
to
just
pull
like
the trigger,
before
right?
they even like, yeah. But then again, the host will just intervene, So if I ever see you and I think that you're a host and I'm about to shoot you, I think like a host would just, sacrifice themselves, if anything. And then maybe then you probably get a little confirmation or so.
So if you're writing this episode 10, okay, you've seen all of the 9 episodes at least 5 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how would you write the ending?
I'd probably write the ending where, Maeve goes down into the basement, says her phrase, and every host that's doorman becomes alive. and start causing chaos. But I think that's where it should end. It has to be like a triumphant cliffhanger, not that Game of Thrones cliffhanger where they just raise Khaleesi up in the air, when she fed the slaves. Because when I saw that ending, I was like, really? Of all endings? But it has to be something thunderous for WestWorld here, It has to top the what door line. It has to.
So Spot says, is Maeve
either that or...
Sorry, go ahead.
Either that or if, the Man in Black didn't rape Dolores in episode 1, they have to revisit that scene.
Oh. What do you don't think he raped her?
No, no. I don't think he did.
Because this is after his wife died.
Mm-hmm.
And
I still don't think that he raped her.
After he killed...
Just probably in the past, he probably has raped Dolores. But ever since his road to the maze, I don't think so.
You think it was just a let's see what's under the hood kind of a thing?
Mm-hmm.
As far as...
Probably just scalpel her, figured something out, yeah. And then for when Dolores had her, healing factor moment, healed up. The next day continued on. Either that or he just simply left her be, and then, late at night, they just, get her body, repair her, put her back into bed.
Yeah, you knew Ford wasn't too happy with Dolores when she's the one that's constantly getting raped every day,
That's when he decided, hey, you're going to become the hero. But there are times where she wasn't the hero.
No, not at all. So I see Spots. He always asks good questions too. Is Maeve another data mule for Charlotte? Abernathy could be a decoy, and Maeve is really carrying 30 years of data.
No, I don't think so.
It's a good question, but I agree with you, David. I don't think Maeve. I don't think Maeve is on the radar for anybody, especially Charlotte, because she's so out of touch with the specific host that, yeah. How she got Hector involved, I have no idea even, to be honest with you. Cool. So episode 10, and we're definitely going to get a jailbreak, right? I mean, that's pretty much confirmed.
That's
from B83. You know what I mean, David?
You mean jailbreak as in?
All the hosts are going to start leaving B83.
Okay, yeah.
Because we see Maeve in the future preview or trailer for episode 10.
I didn't see it. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I don't see those because sometimes they be spoiling. I never see them.
Okay.
Especially for Game of Thrones, I have to see for Game of Thrones. So sometimes I can't wait for 7 more days, or Walking Dead. Sometimes I have to see it as well. But for Westworld, no. I gotta theorize. I gotta think. I don't even look at trailer or sneak peek breakdowns. No, because sometimes they reveal a little bit too much. Yeah. As soon as I go into the episode, I'm like, okay, I kind of knew this because this YouTuber or someone or the trailer that they show us for next week kind of explains it all. So unless the trailer is just simply even if it's just showing pictures, or a good trailer just be this them just putting up the best scenes of episode 1 to 9, and then because now next week is gonna be episode 10. Okay, I'll probably watch that. But any clips from it, no, I can't.
AK's teasing us with the PBR. She's got the refreshing afternoon tea going. Cool. Oh my goodness. I don't know of anything else I could cover because it's just been one, like I said, other than the Charlie Bernard, which was the only slow part, I thought every single scene was just bam, bam, bam. There's hardly nothing to criticize or.
But honestly, when we saw the Logan and William and Dolores. Before the scene actually like kicked off, I was like, I pray that it's actually a good scene, and they didn't just like bring this in for some like foil, like just simply just some type of foil or part of the episode that has like nothing to do with the plot. But then suddenly, we see her get stabbed. We see, William rise up from all those dead carcasses of hosts. I was like, okay, good.
Epic stuff. Yeah. Every single thing was epic. No doubt about it.
And also there was a confirmation that, Bernard truly did kill LC. Because first we saw it was like he was just choking her, but like, did he like snap out of it or something? But no, it just showed that, yep, he did kill her.
So, Catherine Cronin has another question. Will we see the outside world in episode 10, or will that come in season 2?
Well, that could be a cliffhanger there. That's if Maeve actually does leave, and it turns out to be just either a barren wasteland or something. Who knows? Either that, or when she actually leave the facility, there's just another WestWorld on top.
Yeah, I think we're definitely not going to see the outside world in this season. Maybe next year, but there's too much money that they've invested this year, and they've got so much more to cover in just an hour and a half season, episode 10. So, but good question. Yeah, she's over in Europe where they have those trains that go 900 miles an hour, and so that's probably why she's wanting to see if they're even better on WestWorld. Very cool. So you think it's a 10 episode or 12 maybe?
Yes, most definitely.
Rating.
Yeah.
Rating. Okay, cool. So do you think Lawrence or Alazzo has anything to do with episode 10?
They possibly could bring him back, but it looks like what was his like job concerning like the train or just bringing people over here again and back and forth?
Yeah, he dropped them off, Delores.
Yeah, that's like his job, right? And then he just tried to like ask William to like help him out. But then he's like, oh, that's not my job here. I'm just helping Dolores. He's like, oh, fine by me. So I don't really think so, unless he's bringing someone else to the church and place and whatnot. But other than that, we don't see him coming back.
Yeah, there's a ton of spoilers in the trailer for episode 10, so we won't talk about them then. So yeah, there's a few people that I've talked to that don't see the trailers, and it confuses me because I'm like, that's what gives you all the good information for next week.
Good, and like sometimes less. Like we want to be like a little extra, hype and whatnot, so we try not to see it.
Yeah, it's
because what happens if we actually saw the trailer and it's confirmed that like Laura says, I'm gonna call it, you're Arnold, and then in the trailer we see Bernard's face. So it's like, hold up, is it? So what's it might just tell people, okay, then some people might think that what's the point of seeing next week's episode if it's just that and like big cliffhanger or whatever that scene is maybe the big thing and everything else is just foil.
True. Very true. Very true. We'll definitely have to get together and go again next week after this is over because it's too epic to cover.
I pray that it's a 90-minute episode. I didn't check the TV Guide to see if it's more than an hour.
Yeah, I think Biotic said that in the chat, that it was 90 minutes. And I got to be honest with you, I didn't look. So.
Oh, if it is, it's me, truly. I might, instead of doing my reactions, I might just actually do an actual live stream it. Just have it the TV raised up and hear and see everything. I don't know.
Yeah, it's amazing how much footage that some YouTubers are able to put on. Mm-hmm. But I know you've said you've had issues with that before, where you've had to break it quite a bit. So
because episode 7, which I understand, of course, of all episodes, episode 7, where I put in certain stuff and then they just immediately just took it down because I put too much of the footage of when Bernard is revealed to be a host. And HBO hit me with a copyright claim and oh, we can't do it, taking it down. And for 30 minutes, I thought my video was up. And then my friend says like, oh no, your video's not up. You got a copyright claim. I'm like, what? So then I had to like go and remove or cut down the scene. And even when I put it back up, because that was just that scene alone that, you know, HBO is like telling me it's copyright. I put it up and they still hit me with one, but they said, okay, you can still like show your video. And it turned out to be some of the footage I put for like Clementine and her going chaotic in an episode. I was like, why couldn't they tell me every scene that I need to work with? They just told me that one scene.
Yeah, I hope you don't get to see the new Clementine again. Since you mentioned that, I'll say that.
Oh my, I hate that new Clementine.
Yeah, yeah. Angela Seraphin's just absolutely perfect for that. I was so glad to see her with the gun. It was awesome. So
I'm surprised that we actually saw her again.
Andrew asked that he wants me to do a WestWorld preview stream. What, I don't even know what that is. Do you know what he's talking about?
No, let's see.
A preview.
Probably, I don't know. Probably you like put up the trailer to next week's episode and then just talk about it. Just that trailer, maybe. I'm guessing.
Oh, gotcha. So
either that or just simply talk about it before the episode airs or something.
Yeah, Catherine asked one last question, and you can ask as many questions as you want because you're, I mean, good, really good stuff. I really like your questions, thought-provoking. And this is the exact question that I asked David before we even started. How did the photo get to Dolores' farm? William/Man in Black.
Oh, repeat the question.
So the question is, how did Peter Abernathy find the picture?
Like,
I don't say he kicked the dirt and it just showed up. Because I'll come over there. And...
If anything, like he was just, again, he was probably just in the field, and either if it was the box, if it was inside of a box or something, like he actually just was digging in the field, you know, doing his daily chores, and he just came upon the photo. You know, if that, or for we know, like if you want to be crazy tinfoil here, Maeve comes out of nowhere, gives Abernathy that photo and says, "Don't remember me. You just found this in the field." She leaves, and it all starts. But that's if there's time travel, because we need Abernathy to like get that photo to like say that phrase to Dolores so she can say it to Maeve. You know, that's like the only way. Like she travels back in time to make sure that she becomes this all-powerful host. I want time travel to happen, but at the same time, I don't want it to happen, because if we have time travel, it's the Maeves versus now.
We got Littlefinger's jetpack, right?
Again, just like what Lav said with science fiction, anything's possible in WestWorld.
Right.
You know, what is not? What is not?
Yeah, do a stream about the trailer. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I think we got it all covered. So what do you got going on your channel? You've got obviously a ton of reaction videos.
Yeah, and
I don't think there's a show that you don't watch on YouTube.
Oh my gosh, there are probably other shows I probably just don't watch that I just don't have the energy to like react to it or so. But like, I don't know, like so far the only good thing is really popping right now is WestWorld, I'm not gonna lie. But that Walking Dead episode that came out this Sunday actually was very interesting. People think that it's not that much action, but there was pretty much a lot of action in that scene and dialogue and stuff with, you know, how Negan's hand truly has stretched out everywhere. In my opinion, like there's truly like almost no safe unless you're like probably on the other side of the US. But I'm actually planning on doing like a live stream, because like for like if you watch like DC TV shows, they're doing like a 4 episodic crossover between the show's main characters. So I'm planning on doing a live stream with one of my friends who actually watches it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. On Friday. I'm not sure what time, because I still have to like, cause she's in England, so it's like 5 hours ahead. So I have to like kind of plan it out.
Yeah, we're finding that to be the case a lot of times, huh? Where,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, great YouTuber, and we get along great, but yeah, you're 12 hours difference, so got to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
So cool, cool. Yeah, I love your reaction videos. It's always fun, and I never watch The Walking Dead, but I'll watch your reaction videos. So yeah, I honestly I tried to watch it a couple of different times and never been able to get through episode at all. So
Not a single episode
no, I
from
haven't.
beginning to ending.
Not
Not
one.
even the first episode.
Not one.
If the first
Seriously.
episode couldn't catch you, because that's what happened to me. Because I never knew anything about Walking Dead, the comics, nothing. And then I think it was Halloween is when the first episode premiered, and like my mother was like watching it. Like I think that's how like most of these shows I just through my mother, and I'm like, what is this? Something about zombies. I'm like, but I'm like a zombie fan. But as the seasons go by, there's like less and less and less zombies, and then apparently like near like the finale or so, you might get like, oh, here's this herd of zombies, But I don't know. But it mostly talks. I didn't mostly look at this show as if when all is gone and anarchy, like who can you trust? That's how I like look at this show.
Gotcha. It's more about the people interaction than the zombies. Yeah, cool. I could honestly, I couldn't even get that far. So,
some people say who couldn't like get into the show just read the comic books, which I just like now end up like looking at the comic books because Alicia be talking about The Walking Dead, so I just like look at that and I look at it twice. Sometimes I hear it and then I actually read it myself, see if I can catch and pick things up. And like the comic book is like way better than the actual show, so it really is.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I hear, like I said, I like watching your videos anyway, so the reaction videos are pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd be hearing it from old Nan, like, oh my gosh, David, when your eyes opened on a certain scene on WestWorld.
Yeah, you got electric shock there attached to the computer screen because you look like you got hit by one. Yeah.
But I hope when people are watching it, they're not like, in a petrified state or so. Well, at least after an epic scene, though. But like, you have to get like some reaction or so.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like for example, on this episode of WestWorld, and you're seeing Dolores get stabbed, that was like, got to be the best. I mean, it had to be the best reaction there is. It's like, why did you do? Oh, ooh.
And you just need to open her up. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Hey, this is what you love. Ooh, yucky, nasty.
And he says, like, look at it, look at it.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for joining me. I don't know if everybody in the chat knows this, but the Not So Silent Sisters is going to be on Sphinx's channel, Christina the Sphinx, and they're going to do WestWorld Episode 9 breakdown much better than which we just did. Because they're smart. But I did want to say thanks again, David, for being on. Make sure you check out David's channel, Broke Black Man 94, right?
Yes, like right. My types of in comments.
Right. From what I heard, there's other.
Don't listen to Johnny. Don't listen to Johnny. This is 94, not 84. You go to 84. Right. That's not me. That is not me.
Well, I'm really glad you guys joined us, and it's always fun to talk about this show. I could do it every day. So yeah, it's always fun. But thanks again for being here, and hopefully we'll see you sometime next week when episode 10 comes out, and we'll try this one more time. Thanks again, guys.